A 13-year-old boy is dead after being shot accidentally by his 15-year-old friend in West Jordan overnight. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph live for us tonight and has the details on this tragic event. Spencer, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. And West Jordan police are not releasing the names of either of these children, specifically because of their age, but also for privacy for the family. But one thing's for certain, this turn of events has really rocked the West Jordan community this evening.
Respond to gunshot wound at 5198 West Ciclaman Way.
Really unfortunate, tragic accident.
We've got a 13 and a 15-year-old. They were inside a vehicle, did not know the gun was loaded. The juvenile's been shot.
And it was just a series of, frankly, poor decisions made by some adolescents that two families are going to now have to deal with for the rest of their lives.
The patient and the gun are still inside the car. I've got a pediatric helicopter on standby for this as well.
Officers rushed to the scene, but it was already too late. A 13-year-old boy had died after being shot by his 15-year-old friend.
It is not our belief that he intended to kill his friend. However, we did determine that there was some criminal culpability.
The 15-year-old being arrested on manslaughter charges. Police say the two had a plan to sneak out at around 1:40 in the morning when one brought the gun.
The 15-year-old was the one that called 911 and self-reported. He was distraught. He wanted to help his friend.
The message now during this tragedy is education.
To gun owners is, make sure your firearms are secured.
Education is always going to be better than ignorance.
Clark Aposian is the chairman of the Utah Shooting Sports Council and an advocate for gun safety. He says the best time to talk to your kids about gun safety is when they ask.
Use that as an opportunity to teach good and ethical and appropriate responsible behavior.
Police aren't releasing how the teens got the gun, but say they're addressing it with the families. This tragedy is a stark and terrible reminder for those always to make sure that firearms are kept safe and out of the hands of children.
If you're going to have weapons in your home, it's probably a good idea to know and understand those rules. Our officers have 13-year-olds at home. It's hard to not put yourself in those positions.
In the wake of all of this, police are just reminding anyone who has a firearm at home out there to review your safety precautions, as well as a lot of police departments offer free things like trigger locks and cases to keep those guns away from children, as well as offering a lot of resources for gun safety. But for now, live in West Jordan, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.